Hey, what's up you beautiful feckers, how you all doing? Devstream 88 was last night, and in it we got a sneak peek at some upcoming changes, some skins, some reworks, and another little sneak peek at the upcoming clan Kingpin missions. So the Devstream didn't exactly have a whole lot going on in it this time around. There was probably 3 main talking points and a few filler bits or tidbits in between most of that info. The 3 main talking points for me were Limbo's rework, Chroma's Deluxe skin and the giant sword skin that's coming with it, and the introduction of the photo booth tool for editing screenshots and artwork of your favourite fashion frame setups. So first off, let's talk a little bit about the most important thing for me in my eyes, which is of course that Chroma Deluxe skin. We finally got to see it equipped and not just the artist's impression of what it would look like, and you all know how I feel about Chroma. He is my favourite Warframe and has been for a very long time, and this new skin in the artist's impression looked like it was going to be insanely good. So it looked really good on paper, and when I first seen it last night in the dev stream I was extremely excited. My initial reaction was definitely, damn, this looks insane and I can't wait to get my hands on it. However, after spending some time looking at the skin, there are definitely some bits of it that I love, but also some bits of it that I really don't like as well. On the artist's impression, the skin looked like it had textures that were scaled and very reptilian, but seeing the skin equipped, you can see that it's incredibly shiny and chrome, which to a lot of players doesn't really fit the whole dragon concept, unless maybe you're a Power Ranger or that damn shiny Greymon from Digimon. That Digimon image has kind of ruined the Chroma Deluxe skin for me. I was delighted when I got that in my Discord PMs this morning, so thanks very much for that. So the fact that the skin looks the way that it does now, I guess you could say that we can play Eternal, Shiny and Chrome? No? Okay. I do like the lighting on the skin and how beefy he looks and kind of badass he looks, but that shiny look, it's just, I don't know, maybe it will grow on me when I get to colour it myself and make it look the way that I want it to look. Maybe it's just that horrible red colour that was on it during the dev stream that's putting me off that look right now. Let me know what you think of the skin, hyped or not. I love Chroma, so I'm going to get it anyway and see how it looks with a different setup, just to see if I can get it to look the way that I want to, or maybe they might change that shiny look to have some kind of a textured skin on it by the time that skin comes out. Along with the Chroma Deluxe skin, we also got to see an artist's impression of the new two-handed sword skin that's going to come with that Chroma Deluxe skin, and it has me nearly more hyped than the actual Chroma skin itself. Same size as the Galatine Prime, but it looks much more brutal or much more primal, I guess. But we got to see how it actually looks in game. Fingers crossed it's not going to be some big shiny poke stick when it actually gets added, and it would look really kind of badass. Now, the main point of the dev stream was of course to show off the rework for Limbo, which apparently is still a work in progress and being fine-tuned and tweaked. So what you've seen in the dev stream can still all be changed by the time this rework actually goes live, but they showed off what they had and what it looks like right now on the dev stream. Limbo has a new passive, which is the ability to dash or dodge in and out of the void at will by dodge rolling. So you no longer need to rift walk yourself to be in the void. During the dev stream, the dash didn't cost any energy. However, Scott was very quick to say that it didn't cost energy yet, but it still might by the time the rework goes live, so chances are it probably will, but at the same time maybe it won't. His banish ability still kind of functions the same way as it did on enemies and allies, but now it's kind of an AoE ability, so you can banish multiple targets with one cast, whether those targets are enemies or friends. His second ability, Rift Walk, has been completely replaced with a new ability called Stasis, which is a time stop ability for anything in the rift at the time that you cast that stasis. So this ability will stop enemies completely for the duration of the cast once they're inside the rift. It will also stop enemy and friendly projectiles from moving once you fire them until you toggle off the ability again. So you could cast stasis on multiple enemies who are inside the rift or banished, and then fire off 50 Tonka rounds and nothing will move or happen until you switch off stasis again or toggle it off, at which point every one of those 50 rounds that you just fired will blow the absolute shit out of whatever they were aimed at. Now, I'm not going to make any JoJo jokes because I've never watched it, I'm totally out of the loop with that, but Twitch chat was spammed like crazy with it when this ability was showcased, so maybe I'm going to have to look into see what the fuck that all means. Now this looks like it might have a pretty high learning curve until you can wrap your head around what way it works, and it will also have a cap on how many enemies and projectiles can be affected by it. If you exceed this cap, your rift will collapse and you will have a cooldown timer on when you can enter the rift again. So if you freeze too many enemies and projectiles, you could find yourself running away from an angry mob with no way of entering the rift again and basically protecting yourself until that cooldown is reset. But we don't know exactly how many enemies or how many projectiles can be affected inside this right now. They are still working on it. His Rift Surge ability will now charge enemies killed inside the rift and will release a burst of void lightning which will target nearby enemies outside the rift in the normal plane, and charged enemies that cross over into the normal plane before they are killed inside the actual rift will create a mini cataclysm 1/4 of the size of a real cataclysm. So that's kind of a bit of a fucking mouthful. Whew. So enemies that you kill inside your cataclysm or inside the rift will then zap an enemy outside the rift in the normal plane, and enemies who don't die in the rift and maybe can walk out of your cataclysm will create a mini cataclysm effect instead that will be 1/4 the size of the normal one. I think that's a better way maybe of explaining it. So you could have multiple different cataclysms and rifts at one time, which will be great for solo play, but I can honestly imagine this being a serious pain in the ass if you're in a squad with randoms, but we won't know until we actually get our hands on this rework and see what way this actually plays out, so it's kind of a wait and see. His Cataclysm ability is staying pretty much the same as it was, but it will deal more AoE damage and cause enemies to stumble when they enter the Cataclysm bubble and stumble when it collapses or explodes as well, and the damage that it deals when it goes pop will scale depending on enemies' armor and health. So there's plenty of changes to Limbo, but is he going to be more of a solo frame or a squad utility frame with these changes? We won't know, I guess, until we get our hands on it, like I said. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for Limbo's rework or not, having seen what way it might actually play out? Now, of course, there was plenty of other items showcased in the dev stream, so make sure and jump over to Play Warframes YouTube channel and watch the whole dev stream, or go look for the timestamp guy in the comment section and he will direct you to exactly what you want to see. We got to see the new photo booth tool that they showcased as well, and for me this will be an incredible way to get amazing thumbnails and possible screenshots for my videos, and it looks really like a nice idea. For fashion frame players like say Hydroxate, who specialises in fashion frame, Mr. Fashion Frame, it will be an incredible way to show off his frames and setups and designs, so it is definitely a great addition for players like that who enjoy the fashion frame aspect of things more than anything else. If you make sure and turn off the option for your UI and screenshots, then you can create your own wallpapers with your favourite Warframe, or just snap a shot of your favourite colour setup to show off to your friends, if you have any. Now, we also got a look at the new room in your dojo that we're all going to have to build for these upcoming clan missions, these enemy cell missions, which will show you the board and the progress your clan is making as it slowly destroys this large enemy corporation. So these missions, as you know, will be clan missions and not solo ones. It's all about clan participation. It looks great, although that rotating head on the enemy cell mission board had eyes both aiming in the wrong directions, so maybe the first enemy cell that we all come across will be full of complete derps who can look left and right at the same time. And last but not least, we got another look at the new Helmet Charger skin, which pretty much looks like Nidus just down on all fours, so it's basically Nidus doggo. Now, this skin isn't a forced change as well, which they pointed out. You can still keep your inside out upside down Grenier Kubro if you want to, but this will be another option if you want to move away from that skin instead. So that's the roundup of DevStream 88. There are a few other tidbits, like relics dropping from Eximus units is no longer an idea that's going to happen, so forget about that. Valkyrie Prime's trailer is still a thing, not that many people really care anymore, it's been that long. The Tenno pump action shotgun that was showcased a few dev streams ago that had everyone really hyped has not really been touched yet and would need a lot of work with pump action animations, so it's a long way off according to the devs. Oh, and Volt will also be getting cloth physics very soon, so be prepared to swoosh your skirt to your heart's content. Let me know what you all thought of the items that were showcased in the dev stream. What had you the most excited, or what was the one thing that you really didn't like the look of? I'm really interested to see what you all thought of Chroma's Deluxe skin, whether you liked it or not. More than anything because I'm excited for it, but kind of hope that they change its textures a little bit as well to make him more of a dragon, I guess. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, or don't if you didn't. Subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks very much for watching.